som producent.
Well, certainly the chemistry of Bob Ezrin and Kiss has worked in the past on one record very well, Destroyer, and then The Elder maybe not so well. I think that was a strange album for the band. And most of all, there was somebody there to bounce the ideas off of. There were times he was out of his mind, and we told him, so it wasn't always a situation. This was very much a collaborative effort. But the fact that there was somebody to yell back at was nice too. He could certainly handle that.
Ja, herr Kulik tycker att Bob Ezrin är en kille med choklad. De jobbar bra ihop och det var ju han som producerade Destroyer.
Well, it was kind of refreshing to have a very intense song. It was so intense, putting it somewhere else on the record itself, in sequence would have been strange. And I just think that we all kind of kept going towards, hey, let's open the album with that. It starts off real creepy and everything, and then all of a sudden there's Gene, the devil totally coming out, the evilest Gene we've heard in many, many years, it seems. And it's not to say that the whole record was going to be like that, but I think we wanted to make a point of, hey, we wanted to turn people's heads a bit to draw some more attention to us, because we're real proud. There's a lot of great different kind of stuff on Revenge. It's not all Unholies, but I'm glad of that too, as much as I love Unholy. But I think that was a real attention grabber, I would say.
Kiss-plattan alla fans väntat på, tyngre än någonsin, Unholy. Kiss Unholy. Paul Stanley, hur känns det nu när plattan äntligen är klar?
I think it's great and also very different when unanimously everybody tells you what a great album you've done, and when it's selling tremendously all around the world. So we were right. We could work a little harder and push each other. And that's not to say that we never thought in the past we had worked hard enough. We thought we had. And suddenly you realize that you have the capacity to work even harder. And we were right. By working harder, we've put out an album that seems to be the album that everybody was waiting for from us. And that's very satisfying. It's also satisfying to us to know that we can do something that you up the stakes. It's like gambling, and you put your money where your mouth is. You're betting all your chips that you have the right cards. And we were betting our chips that this was right, and we won.
Ja, som sagt, otroliga reaktioner på nya Kiss-plattan. Och de har jobbat hårdare än någonsin förut, och de märker nu att de har satsat på rätt kort.
I don't really think that we're heavier than ever. I think that what people are reacting to on this album is the intensity of the attitude and the intensity of the commitment. It's not a matter of heaviness, because many times people use the word heavy and it's not interchangeable with good. There are some albums that come out where the band says, oh, this is our heaviest album, and guess what? It's very heavy and the songs stink. Heavy is not a substitute for good. So as far as listening to new stuff, we're always aware of what's going on because we buy albums. But in all honesty, there's nothing new that isn't old. Nothing that's new does not sound like something that came out before. And that's not to say it's bad, because I think that anything that's worth doing once and gets great success should be emulated or done again, because it's the foundation of somebody finding who they are. You can't base your whole career in music copying somebody else, but it's not a bad place to start. But who's ever out there making heavy music right now, I'd say 9 out of 10 of them sound like someone else that you remember. I mean, Pearl Jam to me is like an exception, because I can't quite place Pearl Jam, but I dig them a lot. But I also think Soundgarden's great. But Soundgarden is great because they remind me of Black Sabbath, And there are other bands that you think are great because they remind you of Led Zeppelin, The great thing about a great band is that it will be copied by others, or at least a major influence.
Kiss och Spit. Inga nya band som inte har gamla influenser, sa Paul. Och det bästa med ett suveränt band är att det kommer att influera andra, som till exempel Bangs lyssnare, som härmed får chansen att vinna lite signerade Kiss-CD. Skicka ett kort med något personligt skrivet, något roligt eller tänkvärt. Överraska mig.